I've always wanted to dance. I just didn't know what I could do with dance. I guess it all started just with an online tutorial about like a specific breakdance move. And I started to experiment with other styles. Competition was never really my thing. This is why I never wanted to do sports in the first place. When I started to discover more of dance and more of dance theater, I was like, oh, this is something I want to do. I want to do art, but I want to do it with my body, and I want to do it with other people. We want to make something that is a bit more personal and emotional, and through which our feelings shine through. I'm Neda, and I'm a part of choreographic collective Trevога.
We're in the beginning of a new project, actually, so we're going in it a bit slow because, of course, you need to find a lot of partners, you need to find co-productions, where to show your work in the end.
It's like having a startup every time with every project. We are working with some amazing people. We're working with this experimental electronic musician who comes from a punk background, Swega, who will be doing the music for the next project, and Brittany, Icon. Oh, there's a picture of us.
Of me and Erika's.
Oh, cute.
It's a very good one. I love how it looks.
We went quite far into wanting to create these surreal characters that could be out of an animation or a video game.
At some point, it really felt like we went a bit too far. So much time and so much money also. Makeup is so expensive. That was like the worst part, I think.
Before buying liquid latex, reconsider.
Think about it. It's very costly. I'm originally from Moscow, which is also a big city, and I think it has something in common with Amsterdam because it's a capital, it looks like entertainment, it looks like fantasy, but on a closer look, it's very different cities.
If you come from the East, there's always that preparation that you are at some point gonna live in the West, or at least try to live in the West. And this also explains a lot of the feelings of alienation that I'm talking about, since you never really fit in, neither in your culture, nor in that other culture.
Yeah, as always.
Trevoga means anxiety in Bulgarian. We wanted that the name represents a more broader generational anxiety. There's some things that are not that fun, like recession, housing crisis, climate instability. These problems and these anxieties, they're not personal, they're collective, they're social, they're systemic, and through collaboration is how we can bring new structures. For now, we can only bring a new structure to the dance collective, but maybe that inspires something that rolls further.
We have to see in the studio how it's going to work exactly, how we're going to overlap different styles of dancing. Like we had this idea of mixing a bit of ballet and a bit of sensual dance, but we need to find a lot more nuances into creating something unique in the studio as well.
How to create a dramaturgy inspired of how we experience the community within ourselves or within the elements, so that it coexists perhaps on many different levels also.
We're at the same age, we do the same craft, and we didn't feel like there should be any hierarchy at this point. But this isn't how it needs to be. Like, we can make a dance company that doesn't have a hierarchy in this way, and where everyone as a dancer has also the creative say in which project they want to be, how they want to be in the project. I guess in an ideal world, you just, as a dancer, have the last say over how the process is happening, over how much time there's in the process, over what your body is being used at.
And it's also about the concept, about the costumes, about the ideas, about the outcome, how you want to look on stage. So it's not only about like, yeah, I want to do this move and I don't want to do this move. It's like literally about everything in the process, which is great. So I want 2 pigtails. That's what I want.
Pigtails.
Yes.
I think that it's also nice with this project because we're trying to reconnect different countries.
We are all Eastern Europeans. Perhaps there is something in our upbringing that we care about and we find it valuable.
Yeah, I think there's something interesting in the Eastern European background coming back to the aesthetic choices.
Yeah.
Because there is something very particular of this upbringing being kind of in between the moralism of like a Soviet ghost and then it's like new dream of the new transition to the capitalist regime. I hope that in the future we manage to make this cross-cultural and intersectional connections to artists from different backgrounds or collectives from different backgrounds.
The most valuable thing working in the collective is that you can 100% trust each other.
What I like most about Eiberg is that it's so surrounded by water. I think in the hecticness of the city when I just moved in here, the fact that there's so much places that I could just sit down and stare at the water and find some grounding was very important to me. I definitely see my future in Amsterdam, at least for the next years to come. Yeah, there is something that drove all of us to be in this city, and Amsterdam is really a place that allows you to build something new from scratch.
I find the most special thing about you is that you're so anxious that it makes you do things. It's very inspiring because I see like a lot of anxious people who are like so much in their anxiety that they're just like sit still, you know.
In the future, Trvoga is hopefully a more stable structure that can help other young dancers or makers to make their first steps into choreography. It's maybe like some kind of production house, or it's maybe just like an open collective to support others.